All right, what's up? I'm Hunter Hornstein. That's Ryan Moore. And this is Behind the Seams, presented by RipTydz Oceanfront Grill and Rooftop Bar. All right, welcome to the show. If you're unfamiliar, this is where we take you behind the scenes, behind the seams. That's a baseball pun there, folks. We asked for your questions via social media, either Twitter or Facebook, and we've got them right here in our mega mug. We're going to take these questions out, and as we sip Oceanfront, by the way, Oceanfront, Rooftop Bar, RipTydz, not a screensaver, not a wallpaper. This is real life. Team President, General Manager Ryan Moore, he's going to answer your questions. This is an opportunity to take your questions directly to El Capitan.
That's the first time you've used that.
El Capitan?
I think so.
Captain Armor.
I get it.
Yeah. Captain Armor. Pirate ship. All right. So let's take one more sip and we'll get right into it. All right. So let's get into our first question here. John from Twitter. Oh, John from Twitter getting right at it. When will the beer bats start shipping? And maybe give some background as to exactly what the heck we're talking about here.
The beer bats will be shipping in the next couple weeks. For those that don't know, the Pelicans went a little viral over last weekend or 2 weekends ago. With the fan down from Ohio tweeted out a picture of our beer bat. Nice blue sky background, ballpark behind it, fans in the background. And that picture just went off, and major publications picked it up, retweeted it, and we had a lot of fun with it. As you know, you got some DMs asking, hey, how can we buy this? And, a little tongue-in-cheek, we said, hey, send us $25, we'll drink the beer for you. That way we don't violate any of the licensing rules. And we'll ship you a game-used bat. And we estimated, 10 people that we thought?
Yeah, you came into the office and, we were making it a joke, saying, hell, how many do we think? And I was like, we'll probably get about 10, maybe hopefully 10. If we get 10, we're happy. That's a good night, maybe.
We got a lot more than 10.
Way more than 10.
You were standing next to me during the national anthem, so you heard my phone cash register going off. So by the start of the national anthem and towards the end of it, we had already surpassed that 10, and it just kept on chugging along, and that also picked up some viral steam, and away it went.
And a lot of people were asking, too, why can't we just buy this in the shop? And trust me, if we could, we would, because it would have made it 1,000 times easier.
I disagree.
But the licensing...
Free beer is great.
Well, you directly benefit from that.
Yes.
You directly benefit from it. Pardon me. Excuse me.
If you're nice, you can help, too.
Are you taking unpaid interns to help you drink?
Yeah, I'm taking unpaid interns, volunteers, senior citizens, retirees, you name it.
So the retail license is much different than a vessel, that like a food vessel or a drink vessel similar to this mega mug that you would have at the ballpark, which is the reason why we couldn't just willy-nilly sell these retail-wise.
Right. In order to sell something in the team store, you need a retail license to sell a branded item. You do not need a license to have that be on a vessel that delivers either food and or drink. So that's why you can't buy it in the team store, but I can drink it for you and send it your way.
Captain Armor, man of the people, doing the hard work so you can get a beer bat. All right, let's keep on going into these questions. As a reminder, folks, you can always ask your questions no matter what. Just hit us up on Twitter or Facebook and submit your questions, and we'll try to get it answered here on Behind the Seams. Next one up, Emily from Facebook. Another Facebook question. Emily wants to know, do you have a name for the beer bat that you serve? I suggest Louisville Chugger.
I saw that tweet come out. I liked it. We don't have a name for it. We call it the beer bat. Very original and creative. But Louisville Chugger, that's a good one.
Let's drink to that. And at the end of this, we're going to see who can drink the most out of their mega mug, by the way, folks. So you can get these on Saturdays, which is our Sippin' Saturdays. So when you want to come out, we have a lot of good drink deals. We also have these mega mugs for $25.
Yeah, for $20. We have them every game. They're just $10 off on Saturdays. $35 for every game. $25 on Saturday.
And we've seen some of them at the ballpark since we started playing ball. We've seen some of them, and it's actually a really cool thing to see. I will say, the more you hold this and the more you carry this around when it's full, you're going to have forearms like a Greek god. These things are heavy.
I saw someone double fisting them the other night.
Yikes. All right, let's see. We got a question from Twitter here. Todd from Twitter wants to know, besides the beer bats, what's the favorite promo that you've been a part of with the Pelicans?
What is the favorite one? I don't know. There's the Kentucky Derby night. I don't even know if I'm allowed to say Kentucky Derby. The horse racing appreciation night was great.
They might come after you for that one.
Yeah, copyright infringement. We are very cognizant of licensing laws, so
credit to us.
What's your favorite? I'm probably forgetting one.
So, like, I've been asked that question before, and I think a lot of it, I put them into two categories. One, like those wacky, wild promotions, like a Derby night. It's like we had a horse race on the field. Like, that's just stuff that doesn't typically happen, and that's really cool. But then you also have the ones like the Deaf Awareness Nights that impact people, and, like, you can look around and go, this is why we do what we do. We're making a tangible impact. You can see the impact that's being made. And then other teams take that to their markets, and they do, and you're spreading the good word. So I don't know. I think it's a tough question because it depends on what angle you want to take on it.
If you're looking at most meaningful, Deaf Awareness Night has to take the cake, just in terms of what that started here locally. Other teams and other sports picked it up and had that same experience for the hearing impaired community in their markets. So that, and then the Hall of Fame to top it all off was great.
That was a great trip. Yeah, Deaf Awareness Night. We're also doing that again this year. Brand new. I don't know if we've even really announced this, but you're hearing it right now first. Brand new ASL designed jerseys. So in the past, we've done the Pelicans script in ASL as a tribute to American Sign Language. We're doing the same thing, but it's going to be a different design. So a different jersey, completely new design, and that comes out this season for Deaf Awareness Night, which I believe is in August this year. August, yeah. So that'll be cool.
I know it's the later half of the season.
Yeah. All right. Also, that's going to be on a Saturday.
Merman Night is always a good one, too.
Merman's fun. Merman's fun because it's like real life as well. It's not something that, like, we invented. We're taking from real life happenings at the ballpark. Our next question comes from Jesse from Facebook. Jesse from Facebook wants to know, my 5.5-year-old son James wants to know. Okay, so he's asking a question on behalf of his 5.5-year-old son James. What's your best advice for how I can become a Pelicans player one day?
Listen to your coaches, listen to your parents, do well in school. Every time you step on the field, give it your best effort. Be open to criticism. Understand that failure is a part of the process towards success. And keep going. Positive attitudes, positive energy.
That could just be good life advice, too.
Yeah.
Not just for making it to the big leagues. All right. Another question we got from Derek. This is also from Twitter. Derek from Twitter. Have you ever taken BP, batting practice, at the ballpark or any ballpark?
I've never taken BP when the team's been there. We've done it a handful of times as kind of a staff bonding, and it's embarrassing how bad we are. For people that work in sports, work in baseball, see games day in, day out, you'd think you'd just pick up a little something, but 90% of our staff is terrible, and the other 10% think they're better than they actually are.
There's a reason why we're behind the desk now.
Yeah. You know the guy that would pimp out the home run that falls in short center.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought I got all of that one. You did. That's all you had.
Weight room meat. No, I think having batting practice on the field is always fun because it's just not something typically that we get to do. We see it all the time though with the players. But then when you're in it, after about 3 swings, you realize this is why I sit at the desk in front of the computer, because my lungs are burning. And then you're sore the next day and your back hurts.
Throwing the ball one time has a negative impact for days on end. It's true. One comes into the stands and you toss it back to the team during BP, and you're like, oh man, I'm going to feel that one tomorrow. So when I worked in the Florida State League, I was at Roger Dean Stadium, and St. Lucie was right up the road, and we would have an annual staff softball baseball game. And I think this is the appropriate time to challenge the Charleston River Dogs staff to a game. Welcome them up here in Myrtle Beach. Would be more than happy to provide them with some mega mugs before the game. And we can put a little friendly wager on it. What do you think?
I think that's a great idea. I think I'll take right now, just not even looking at their team roster, staff roster, I should say. I'll take us in a landslide, especially if it's at our place. I think home field advantage helps. I think we're built for drinking mega mugs before playing. But But yeah, absolutely. Could make it like an annual thing, a little series back and
Series,
forth.
yeah. Next year we'll head down there.
Yeah. Okay. This is your official challenge, Charleston River Dogs. You want to come up and play us in a game of softball? Come on up. We asked them to play in football with us that one time when we had football on the field, and it was crickets. Crickets from them on the internets.
Dave, Ben, it's on you. Ball's in your court. Name the price. We're in.
Got another question here. Also from Twitter. This is from Ryan from Twitter. Ryan, what's the highest scoring game that's happened at Pelicans Ballpark? That's a great question.
I have no idea.
Do you typically know the score of our games?
When? As they end?
Yeah.
Typically no. I'll find out that night though. There's a lot of stuff going on, in game most nights where you can kind of get a feel for the game, if we're up, if we're down, if it's close. But if you had to ask me right at the end of each game what the exact score was, I'd probably get a third of it right. By the next morning, I know.
That's kind of the whole point too. And when I interview for our promo teams and for our ushers and stuff, that's what I try to tell them is the goal shouldn't be, oh, if we win, then we can have a lot of fun. The goal should be it doesn't matter what the score is. We're going to have fun no matter what.
Yeah, winning's more fun.
Oh, it certainly helps.
Yeah.
Especially that first homestand. They were coming back in the 8th inning.
The energy in the ballpark,
Yeah.
That first homestand was amazing. The best I've seen for an opening week's worth of games. And I think that, goes to a year without baseball. Getting people back in the park. Also goes to the great staff that you have that get the fans going, and we nurse up in the box with the music jam, and it was a great environment for the players to play in front of fans, and even heard words from the coaching staff about how they thought it was just a noticeable difference than what they've seen in other parks and what they've had here in the past.
That just makes you more excited for when we open up fully and we've got more people in the ballpark. Summer's in full swing. You got visitors coming down who are excited to be here, want to be here, and having a great time. The summer's gearing up to be quite fun at Pelicans
I can't
Ballpark.
wait. You talk about a wild summer season, and wild in a good way. Look at the beach. It's a Wednesday in May, and it is packed. It's packed.
I don't know if y'all can see this back at home, but yeah, it is. And it's been like that for the better part of a few weeks now.
If
and
not
we're not
more.
even into June.
Yeah, it's this is a Chamber of Commerce day minus the wind. That's why I'm kind of keeping my eye out. I'm sure we're going to see an umbrella go dancing here soon.
So when you come down to Myrtle Beach, make sure you come and visit RipTydz, because then you get this view.
And secure your umbrellas.
And secure your umbrellas. Secure your umbrellas. Make sure you dig them deep into the sand. That's key.
That's key.
The anchor's got to go deep. It's got to go deep in the sand. You don't want to be that guy or
Right.
that gal that's having to chase their umbrella.
And once you, it's about to go.
Yeah, that's the key, right? That's the tell.
If you get the
That's
tell.
the tell. Moving right along as we get here towards the bottom of our mug on our questions.
Question mug, not the beverage mug.
Yeah, the question mug. Yeah, we got some work to do.
I think you've got me right now. It's not fair though. You just have one artificial juice in there. I've got actual
multiple.
natural fruit juices. I've got a lot more calories attached to this. Substance vitamins.
Jeff from Facebook asks, why did you want to be a minor league baseball general manager?
Because I wasn't good enough to be a minor league baseball player, or any other sport for that matter. I grew up loving sports, watching sports, playing sports. Knew early on that I wanted to be involved with sports. Knew I didn't want to have a traditional desk job, 9 to 5, working in an office building. So early on, even in high school, started working on internships within the athletic department of my high school. When I went to college, majored in sports management, worked for the athletic department at the university I went to, and just kind of came up through the ranks and just being connected to sports, even though, like we were talking about earlier, you're not that engaged in the outcome of the game, but just seeing the kind of the fan experience and the emotions and the connections that it brings to people, and being that close to sports, that's kind of how it all happened. I'm not sure if I started off day one saying, hey, I want to be a minor league baseball GM, but the opportunity presented itself, and here we are. I love it.
Well, what advice would you give to somebody? Let's say we got younger viewers out there that want to know, hey, I want to get into the sports industry. I want to be a general manager. What are some things that you would say to help guide them, and then also to provide some insight as to actually what the job entails?
Recommendations would be to get involved as early as possible, get experience underneath your belt. As you know, for any position that we hire, we get hundreds of resumes for it, and everybody can have a degree. Some schools are better than others, but quite honestly, that really doesn't factor into our decision-making process. It's what have you done? Where have you kind of cut your teeth? Did you do stuff in high school? Did you do stuff in college? Have you interned somewhere else? Those past experiences are what really set people apart, as well as building connections and building a community of referrals. I would say the vast majority of the full-time jobs that we've filled at the ballpark over the last 3 to 5 years have been direct referrals from people that we know in the industry or have worked with us in an internship capacity, like yourself, that came back in a full-time capacity when a job opened up. But building that network, working hard, and being willing to pretty much do anything. Like yourself, you started in grounds. And I think you have some concession experience, and it was, hey, whatever the job is that I can get my foot in the door with, I'm going to take. And it doesn't necessarily mean that's the job that you're going to end up with, or that's the department or field that you're going to stay in, but it's just getting that well-rounded, total understanding of what an organization does.
What would you say is the biggest misconception of being a minor league GM?
We do not have anything to do with players. We do not make player moves.
So typically, like, people will hear, general manager, whether it's Jet Hoyer up in Chicago, they're the ones signing, trading, wheeling, and dealing. What are you doing?
General manager of the business operations surrounding the ballpark, as well as being a direct conduit to our affiliate, which in this case is the Chicago Cubs. And the business operations of our ballpark entail not only just the Pelicans games, but all the additional events that we have. And we have food and beverage, we have merchandise, we have a lot of different aspects of our business, and my job as a GM is just to make sure everybody's moving in the same direction. That way we achieve our total organizational goals within our departmental goals.
So next time you're watching a Pelicans game and there's move made, a pitcher's taken out, or a hitter's not in the lineup, it's not Captain Armour doing that. Has nothing to do with that. He's busy drinking beer bats.
Nobody has ever asked me for my opinion. Not once.
Alrighty, David from Twitter is asking, is it possible for Pepsi products to be poured into the beer bats?
If you can drink it, we can pour it into a bat for you.
Easy peasy.
I think the only thing we haven't put in the bat yet is coffee and hot chocolate. We haven't put warm beverages in there. I'm not sure how that would work, but sodas, yes. Tea, water, lemonade, our frozen sweetsers, courtesy of Duplin, all of our cocktails,
all sorts of
if
stuff.
you can drink it, we can pour it. Before we wrap up, let's I think you got me this week. Oh my!
Can we get a?
We got to get them on. We got to get them on the same table because that's too close.
Can we get an official judge in here?
No,
anybody?
We don't need one. You won. No? You got it. Yeah.
I won. All right. So at the end of every episode, we'll make sure to check and see who won, who drank the most out of their mug. It looks like what was this? Pink lemonade, Sprite, and some vodka. This was the winner tonight. How was yours, though, overall?
It was delicious. It was really good, yeah.
Fantastic.
Like I said, it was meal in a cup.
Meal in a cup. Make sure you come out to RipTydz and get yours. Come up here, enjoy the beautiful view. Enjoy.
So what are we, one and one now?
We're tied up.
Tied up.
Yep. Keep score at home, all right? Allison,
what is this, a best of 5?
Producer Sammy. Yeah.
Is this a best of 5?
Are we doing a series? Is this a series? Tied up at 1 apiece?
Yeah.
Okay. Folks, we want to remind you, if you have your questions and you want to bring them directly to Team President and General Manager Ryan Moore, go ahead and hit us up on Facebook and Twitter. We'll post a link there. You can submit your questions. You just ask them. We put them in this big mug, and we'll ask them here. Oceanfront and Rooftop here at RipTydz Oceanfront Grill and Rooftop Bar. You can find the Pelicans on Twitter at Pelican Baseball. We're also on Instagram and Facebook at Pelicans Baseball and Myrtle Beach Pelicans. Ryan, any last words?
Ryan-Moore-843 on Venmo. I'd love to drink a beer bat for you.
$25. Send him $25. Ryan-Moore-843. He's also got PayPal, but you'll have to tweet at him for that. Send him $25. Make sure you put your name, your mailing address in the memo portion of your transaction, and he will send you a game-used bat as soon as he drinks it. Now, we have over 600 orders of these, so that's over 600 bats that he has to drink. Looks like he might be getting some help, but your patience is appreciated, as well as respect for Ryan's liver. I'm sure he appreciates that, and we'll get those bats out to you guys as soon as possible. In the meantime, you want to come out on Saturday nights out to the ballpark, $25 for this mega mug, courtesy of RipTydz. We also have them every other night at the ballpark, so if you can't make it Saturday, come make it on a Tuesday, a Wednesday, a Thursday, a Friday, a Sunday. It doesn't matter. Come on out, enjoy one of these, enjoy a beer bat. If you're in the area, we invite you to come down to RipTydz Oceanfront Grill and Rooftop Bar for lunch, for dinner. You get this great view on the rooftop. It is not a screensaver, not a green screen. This is real life coming from you at Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. For Ryan Moore, I'm Hunter Hornstein. This is Behind the Seams, and we'll catch you next time.